Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, it is a new dawn, it's a new day. It is time to start preparing for the RideLondon and start the training plan. The plan is tonight to do the FTP test. It's lunchtime. I'm going to run over to Tesco's and get some of the better food options than what I've been eating recently, to make sure we've got things in the house, things like fruit and veg and all of that sort of stuff, to stop me eating the bad stuff. So that's plan number one. And then fingers crossed, I've got time to jump on and do an FTP test later on this evening. So I'll see you then. Here we go then, time to jump on and do the FTP test. So I've just done a 5k sort of 10-minute stroll around Watopia, just as a little bit of a warm-up. Time to go in to select, do the FTP test. I'm not doing the usual FTP test. I really quite like the ramp tests. So that's what I'm going to select. Currently my FTP is 255. I don't feel recently I've been anywhere near that. Let's see where I get to in this and see how it goes. But let's do that. And what route should we do it on? I'm not going to go to New York. I'm going to stick with Watopia. And I'm just going to pick the hilly route just to get a few extra climbing miles, climbing kilometers, meters even, towards the Tron bike. Now, I've done this one on camera already where I talk through how the process goes. I'm actually going to just get my head down and get this one done. So if you want to see my previous effort, I'll link it up to the top of wherever it goes on YouTube. So you can go on that and watch my last attempt when I first came back in February. But yeah, this one I'm just going to stay quiet, put as much effort in as I can to getting this one done. Let's get started. Have I got that right? Ramp test workout on the hilly routes. No wonder it's probably going to have to load for a couple of minutes. 5 minutes free ride, and then it ramps up from 100 watts every minute, and you keep going until you can't go anymore. Does all the erg mode for you and everything on the trainer, so you just have to keep pedaling your legs. Here we go. Let's see how we get on. Right then, just doing a 10-minute cool down at the end. It just gets so hard so quickly. It feels so easy, and then all of a sudden it ramps up and it catches you out. I tried so hard to keep a consistent cadence, breathing and everything. Final number was 243, which I think is, what's that, 12 down? Was it 255? I think. 12 down on where I was before. Kind of expected because I felt it recently, but I'm pleased it's not further down than that, and it gives me a good benchmark to start the FTP Builder workouts in the next couple of days. So that is, it's fun. It is fun, but it's hard. It's so weird. It's so weird how we like torturing ourselves on our bikes. It's brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this cool down, and then we'll have a wrap up in a bit. It's Tuesday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, which is why it's a bit dark and you probably can't see me very well. I'm on my way, and I forgot about this, to my COVID booster jab. So no idea what impact that's going to have on me in the next couple of days riding. I felt a bit weaker on the previous ones, but nothing big, I don't think. I think I had a bit of sickness, I can't really remember. But hopefully this I won't have any issues, and it won't affect the start of my training plan. Because I'm having the jab now, I probably won't do the first bit tonight, but I'll maybe look to step on and do day number 1 tomorrow. But let's see how this goes. But we do have to wrap this video up, ready to get it out tomorrow, so we'll have a chat in a little bit. Jab done. It's about 9:30 now. No adverse side effects so far. Fingers crossed that I don't get any tomorrow, and I can jump on and do day 1 of the FTP Builder to kick off the training plan. I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. After Sunday's video, there were quite a few comments actually giving advice, general advice, and asking questions. I thought it would be a good idea to put the answers on a video rather than answering them all in the comment section, just in case other people are interested in answers to those and the discussions that they kind of bring up. So first one, Adam's stuff and gear. He's given a huge detailed response, and some of it I won't read out because it's his personal journey, and I don't want to, you know, it's not necessarily my place to put it all over a video. But huge weight loss that he's done. He started off in a position where I am 2 years ago, and he says the key that he found was, number 1, no beer, which actually I'm okay because I don't drink beer really at all at the moment. Used to be a fair drinker, only when I went out. I'm not really one for sitting at home and drinking beer or wine or anything. I never really have been. It's more been about sitting and eating chocolate and crap in the evenings rather than drinking. Number 2, don't overeat and compensate for the exercise, which I will try my hardest to do. Number 3, put the hours in on the bike. That is 100% the plan. 4, ride outside as much as possible. There's a few people actually who mentioned this later on, so I'll cover that off in a minute. And number 5, this is interesting, race as much as possible. And he says to try and keep stay at 80% max heart rate for as long as possible and race as often as possible. That is probably a good approach maybe for weight loss, I don't know, but I've got to be very careful, and I've got to build up my endurance as well. I need to build up some lower level fitness so that I can continue riding for what's likely to be a good number of hours, well over 5, 6, 7 hours possibly. So I need to build up that base. It's not all going to be at hell for leather race pace, so I need to do a balance of both, I think. And actually there are a couple of comments in the Facebook group that were very similar about making sure that doing the lower paced, lower zone, longer workouts, which I know people have recommended to me for quite some time, and there's an element of having to fit that into my diary and my training plan. And when I mentioned that I was doing this ride to my wife, it was a little bit kind of, this is a sacrifice that we're possibly both going to have to make for me to be able to achieve 100 miles. I'm going to need to be going out on the bike at the weekends for hours on end to build up that endurance. So I know I'm going to have to do that. And Adam, huge congratulations on your journey so far. I hope you don't mind me saying, but 7 stone weight loss in those 2 years.
absolutely incredible. Hopefully I can look back on the same thing in a couple of years time and be in the same position. But thank you for your comment. Darren Lades, he said, Matt, I recommend trying Trainer Road for your training program. You can schedule your races and other things that you do within it. Yes, I have used Trainer Road before. In fact, one of my videos at the very beginning was me doing essentially their version of the ramp test that Zwift introduced at a later date. That I found with those, obviously there's less stuff going off on the screen, and I found a way at the time. I can't remember how to do it, but I actually managed to link up both Trainer Road and Zwift at the same time. So you'd actually, the Trainer Road would control the trainer, but your power output would still go to Zwift, so you'd cycle around Zwift and stuff. I considered doing that, but maybe I didn't think about it enough. But A, there's the added expense of signing up to Trainer Road, but B, I know there's a lot more workouts in Zwift now than there used to be. And I've kind of just picked 2 workouts that equal the length of time I've got between now and the ride that seem to fit quite well. So maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, maybe I'm maybe I'm not, I don't know, but it was just the added expense. I thought I'd just stick with what I'm already paying for on Zwift. Andy Creer, good old Andy Creer, runner of the T2.5 hour record, which is going down a treat. Don't forget to allow for taper before RideLondon, and also plenty of outdoor riding to get used to the air resistance and fueling and stuff. And quite a few people have mentioned about going out and making sure I get out on the bike. In terms of taper, definitely, I think that's even built into the Zwift plan, is to bring it down over a period of time before, you know, in the weeks before doing the full ride. And it's something I did when I did London to Brighton a few times. It was a good sort of 3 weeks, I think, prior that my longest ride was, and then I just sort of stepped it down when coming up to the day, really. And in terms of riding outside, 100%. I definitely need to get out on the bike, get outside. The plan is probably not to do that until maybe January. Oh, is it January? It depends on the weather, doesn't it? Maybe February time. I need to build up some endurance, and I need to build up some and time and things that I can do on the trainer inside. But I'm fully aware I need to get back outside. I need to get used to, and I know RideLondon doesn't have, it's all closed roads, so there's no traffic lights or cars or any of that sort of stuff to deal with. But I need to get used to that. And Andy says all the, you know, air resistance and everything else that comes with riding outside. So that is definitely in the plan, and I need to work out cameras and stuff, but I do plan on taking you guys with me. So keep an eye out for that one when it comes around in the new year. Graham Terry says, good luck with the training program, thank you. I changed my diet for a while and more fruit and cut out dairy and coffee. I don't have a lot of dairy as it is at the moment, being vegan for a while. I know that's not necessarily a continual thing, but I don't intend to go and drink gallons of milk, and I might eat the odd bit of cheese, but nothing major. Coffee, I've already cut out the coffee, unfortunately, and yeah, fruit and veg and stuff is just going to come into my natural diet whilst I try and shift some of this weight as well. So definitely taking that on board. Canada HODL asks, how long have you been training for? At the moment, I've been back on the bike since February this year, since I started redoing the videos, and that was a good few years break, so I consider myself back at the very start. As I mentioned before, I've done 100-kilometre rides twice before, both London and Brighton, both nighttime rides, which is an interesting thing on its own right. One of those, it was absolutely hammering it down, and going down a hill in the rain, in the dark, nothing could have prepared me for that. It was the strain it puts on your upper bodies and your hands, because you're constantly on the brakes trying to brake down, you know, even small hills. So it was a bit of a drain. So I class myself as I've been back since February, and you guys have seen all the rides I've done. Whether you class that as training or not, all I know is I feel like I've improved. I know my FTP's gone backwards slightly, but I'm 100% fitter than I was when I'm back in January, and probably previous times. So happy with that. It's time just to keep going, keep on that upwards curve. Bicycle Sunday says, low carbohydrate intake is the best way to lose weight and stay there. Make your own meals, keep riding. it might be for weight loss, and I'm no way a diet expert. I'm just not sure a low carbohydrate approach is the best for long-term riding. I mean, feel free to anybody to correct me if I'm wrong. And I know there's a lot in terms of the diet, and people say that cut out carbs and you end up burning fat. I just don't know if that's really the best for sitting on a bike for 3, 4, 5 hours. I don't know. I don't know. I'd be interested to know more if anybody knows more. And finally, Luke Birrell says, are you going to get a new bike for RideLondon? No, I'm not going to get a new bike, but I do have I have a bike that I bought when I did the last London to Brighton. It's not even at this house, it's in my in-laws house, and it's been there for years. It will feel like having a new bike. I will be getting that one out. The one thing is I do need to lose about 2 stone before I'm at a weight that is okay to use. It's a carbon bike, and I think it's got about an 18 stone weight limit, so a little way to go before I get there, and that ties in with the time of getting out in maybe sort of February time on the bike. Gives me that time to lose a couple of stone. And if I don't, the intention will just be to get this the old bike out, get it all serviced, and get that one out on the road as well. Whichever bike I go with, it will be straight down to the bike shop and getting a full service, because neither of them have been on the road outside for quite some time. So that is my plan. Thank you to everyone for your comments. I do read all the comments on all of my videos, even the really old ones. Sometimes I don't get the time to respond to them all. I do my best every week if I've got some time, and I really do appreciate everybody's help and advice towards this ride, both in the comments of the videos, and there was a lot of the guys part of the T2.5 Facebook group gave me some fantastic advice, helped me pick some training plans, advice about, you know, and some of them are really, really detailed. You know, thank you so much to everyone for your help and support, and I've taken everything on board, and I will continue to do so going forward, and probably ask for a lot of advice from the guys who are far more experienced than I am. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Hopefully no adverse effects to the jabs. Onto the bike tomorrow for the first day of the training ride, and this week I've been eating much more healthily. Everything has been veg based, with a little bit of carbohydrates. So I've been eating stir fry veg. We had a stir fry last night with noodles, and tonight we just had some pasta with some again, I guess, stir fried vegetables with a tomato based sauce. So trying to do my best, keeping on track for the diet as well, and I think the two combined, hopefully, I think I've realised what I've let myself in for, but hopefully I'll get there come the end of May. Anyway, this week's rides, we have the race tomorrow night, which is going to be one of our normal races. To sign up on Spond or on Google Forms, which links are in the description below. And then Saturday we have our bandy group ride where we all get together and have a good chat whilst wandering around a course somewhere. We might be in store for the new Mercury Island routes, maybe, due to come out in the next couple of days. Whether we can use them on one of our rides, last time it took a couple of weeks, so I might be doing some of my training plans around the new islands. But that is the end of this video. If you did enjoy it, please do hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.